The Backrooms movie feels like hell. Anyone who's seen Kane Parsons' original horror short, Backrooms Found Footage, knows how claustrophobic and almost hellish it felt like. The question that most people probably have about this movie is, does it live up to the original short? Well, yes and no. Now, most of us probably wanted the feature-length film to be either mostly found footage or all found footage. Even though that the movie didn't go fully into found footage, every time that it did go that way, it was amazing. I mean, I'm sure most people can agree that the best part of the movie was when it went that way. Being inside of a character's point of view instead of just normal camera shots of them walking around is way more interesting. Even though this movie isn't as scary or funny as Obsession, it still achieves the goal of being horrifying and claustrophobic. It is still a little bit funny. I think the best movies this month of May are all horror comedies, and Hokum, Obsession, The Backrooms now is surprisingly funny. Everyone's talking about how surprising it is that a 20-year-old directed this movie, that he made something so well done, but it really shouldn't be that way, because I think younger people need to start taking the reins more in film, because it's just working out so well. Look at Obsession with Curry Barker, one of the best horror movies in years, and now with The Backrooms, it's amazing. This movie also felt really bizarre. Like, anyone who's seen a David Lynch film, for example, like, this movie feels very Lynchian. If you remember, it's a minor spoiler, but if you remember the scene at the dinner table where they're kind of talking and the guy gets his neck stabbed and everything, that felt like a scene from like Blue Velvet, for example. Like, it felt really nice to see a movie so weird, and I feel like this film really captures that sort of David Lynch nightmare type of vibe to it, because it just seems like we're just traveling through everyone's personal hell and we're like inside their nightmares. It's just so well made. This movie is also kind of like a video game, which is Silent Hill 2. It's very similar to how, the main characters go to Silent Hill. The monsters of their past, of regret and guilt, start like trying to kill them, and that's how this kind of felt. I mean, you have another spoiler. The shop owner, his wife turns into this monster, and the pirate guy is literally him. I mean, this film is also just jam-packed with details in every scene. Like, you look at the dream sequences for the therapist, there's so many things to notice, or when they're doing the found footage POV, there's so much to just look at and try to find, and not just the details, but there's like really scary things that you can spot, and I just love that about it. But anyways, those are the things that I liked about the film. So let's get into why this movie didn't really capture the same vibe or the same terror as the original short. And also, this section will include a lot of spoilers, so yeah, if you haven't seen it, then just click away. To offer kind of broad criticism to this movie, I would say that the jump scares didn't really feel earned for the most part. I think especially during the dream sequences for the therapist, nothing really made sense. Any of the jump scares that happened didn't feel like they were earned. They just kind of happened out of nowhere just for the sake of being scary. What's really interesting about this movie too is that the jump scares are probably the worst part. I think whenever Kane Parsons is trying to make you feel the terror and claustrophobia of the Backrooms, we feel really frightened, but whenever he's trying to make you jump, it's not really that good. I think in terms of characters, for example, the therapist could have been more fleshed out as a character, but I think the actors did a really good job. They're really good A-list actors, so of course they did good, but I mean, we have some dream sequences for the therapist, and that establishes her a little bit, but we have so much more time given to the store owner. You could argue that Kane Parsons wanted to keep the story ambiguous so you can kind of figure out why the characters act this way or why the story ended up the way it did. I mean, especially that last scene, that's crazy ambiguous. So that might just be what Kane Parsons trying to do. Like when the store owner, spoiler alert, turns bad, and we don't really see his transformation into why he's like that. It just kind of happens, When the store owner finds the therapist in the back rooms, he just chokes her out, and we're kind of just surprised, and there's no tension in it. And I think that's a big thing about this movie, is that unlike the short film, it trades a lot of tension for jump scares instead. A big subplot in the movie that I don't think most people wanted was the involvement of that corporation in the Backrooms. Like a bunch of guys in hazmat suits with cameras just monitoring the Backrooms is fine, but it doesn't work for this movie. It kind of takes away that lonely feel of the Backrooms, that you're the only one there trapped with these monsters, and it just makes it less scary. Mark Duplass is a great actor, but we don't need to cut to him every 30 minutes just to see him doing nothing, and then cut back to someone in the back rooms just suffering. It just doesn't need to happen. And the company could have just not been there in the end either. Really big spoiler alert, but we don't need anyone there when the therapist turns into that creature at the end. Anyways, those are my critiques for the movie. The rating I would give this movie is an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good, I thought it was really scary, but also at the same time, a lot of the jump scares were kind of cheap and didn't really capture the full vibe of the Backrooms original. Also, you just need to see this in a movie theater because any horror movie is great with a bunch of people freaking out next to you. So, yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys thought about the movie. Did you like it? Did it live up to your expectations? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. If you liked what you saw here, like, subscribe, watch the video next to me if you want to see more, and thanks. Bye.